All right, good evening. My name is Linda Morley. I am your student's biology teacher. Thank you for watching my video tonight. Hopefully will give you a good overview of what will be going on in our class and some of the things we will be studying. So here, before we move through it, if you want to write down my email is here. That really is the best way to reach me. I haven't really used the phone that much. Not many people call on phones. I know there's a way to answer, look at the messages, but that might be something I don't look at every day. Emails I look at every day. So if you ever want to get in touch with me and you can reach out to me for anything, please use my email, which is right here. Okay, so first I'll tell you a little bit about me. This is going to be my 7th year teaching at East. I started out as a biology teacher. I graduated with a biology undergrad degree, and then I went and got my teaching certificate to teach biology. So in all, I've only taught biology 4 years. I started off at Pottsgrove as a long-term sub for the whole year teaching biology. And then here I've taught a course called IBC, which is pretty much a 2nd year of biology. It's for students who fail the Keystones. They kind of have to take biology over again. So I taught that for 3 years here. So this really is my first year teaching freshman biology. So it's going to be a chance that I have to get them the first time around where it's a little more, they're not as frustrated at having to take it again. It's new to them, so I'm excited about teaching biology for the first time to them. I've also taught chemistry here for 3 years. I taught environmental science 1 year at Pottsgrove. I did 2 years of AP environmental science here. And right now I'm on my 3rd year of teaching biology and ecology of aquatic systems, which that's my favorite class. And hopefully your students will take that when they're seniors, juniors or seniors. Okay, so that's my kind of teaching background, just so you get to know what I've taught and what my experience is. The objectives for this class. The main point in this class is just to get a better understanding of the main themes of biology. I also would like to teach the students how to act and think like scientists. And we'll do this through doing a little bit of research, and that research is going to be reading articles and stuff like that. Experimentation, that's when our labs will try to get as many labs as we can throughout the year. Looking at data reporting and how you analyze that data, and then how you communicate what you see in that data and what you analyze. Those are the main objectives of like what you should learn by the end of biology. Another objective I didn't put on here is that we are going to prepare them to take that Keystone exam. This is one of those courses that has a Keystone at the end of the year. So we will be doing practice tests throughout the year. So everything they learned from this point to June or May will be on the test. So we're gonna have to keep reviewing the material throughout the year, and hopefully we'll be able to get in a good rhythm of doing practices that will review all that throughout the year. So I know I did send home that kind of syllabus and policies that hopefully you looked over, but I know you get a lot of papers at the beginning of the year. I'm not requiring your students to really buy too much for the class. Pen and paper, they need to bring their laptop. We usually use it at one point during the class time. Right now we do warm-ups every day, and we do it as a Schoology quiz. It's really just a question on the quiz format. And then just something to hold their papers. I am right now providing them with a note guide, and the note guide is they fill in, like I'll put the notes up and like the key terms or new terms that I think they need to learn or really like stress, I have them fill in on the note guide. So they need somewhere to hold that. So either a folder or a binder, it's up to them what they prefer, how they prefer to organize their work. I would like them to have colored pencils. I do have some that I bring to class. In biology, we do a lot of diagramming and labeling. There's a lot of different things that's easier to learn visually. So I like them to have colored pencils. So if you are able to just get one of the small boxes of colored pencils for them to bring in, that would be great. Index cards, totally optional. Some students do like to make flashcards. We will be doing vocabulary constantly. Right now, they're just writing it down on paper, but if they would prefer to make flashcards, then they can bring that in also. But again, that's just optional. I won't require it because that's just an additional thing. So the only thing I really would like that's kind of out of the ordinary is maybe a small box of colored pencils. And one thing that parents are always interested in knowing what's going on is how grading occurs in the classroom. So in all subjects, we are allowed 3 categories for grading. We have the participation, assignments, and assessments, and teachers use those in different ways. In this classroom, the participation, that's going to be 15%. That's just going to be for things like I want them to be involved in. If we play a Kahoot, that's not something that's really content, learning new content. It's more of a review. Nearpod, that's a way I use for them learning notes and participating in the notes while they're on the board. And it's just things like that where it's just I want them to be involved in the class. They'll get 15%. And also the warm-ups each day, I have that as participation. So that's 15% in the grade. The assignments will be worth 35%, and that's any work that I have them do throughout the marking period to help them learn the content. Sometimes that work will be graded for completion, like I'll actually make sure it's correct. I mean, for the content, sometimes it's just completion. If they complete it, then they get full credit. We'll go over things that they maybe don't understand, but there'll be sometimes it's just for completion. Sometimes I actually grade for the content. And assessments will be 50%. Since this is a course teaching them the material and ending up with a big exam, the assessments are going to be worth more because we really want to stress the importance of the test. The one last thing about grading, if a student copies or gives work to somebody else to copy, they will both receive a 0 and they won't be allowed to make it up. I will reach out to you if your student does this, and there won't be any administrative punishment unless it's an ongoing problem. So this sometimes can be a problem. This was an issue last year with the online, so I just want to kind of nip it in the bud at the beginning of the year to make sure nobody gets into the habit of cheating or providing work for others to copy. This is just kind of an overview. There are a lot of information that we learn in biology, and we go into detail. It is a difficult course. I think there's a lot of concepts that are hard to wrap their heads around, for the kids to wrap their heads around, but we will get through it and they'll do great. But this is overall what we'll be looking at. So right now we're on the basic biological principles. I'm just learning about what's a living thing, how do we classify, learn about the scientific process. That's what we're starting on right now. Then we'll be going into the chemical basis of life. So talking about water, carbon, and the structure of organic molecules. Oops, sorry about that. Then we'll go into photosynthesis and cellular respiration, homeostasis, and the transport of material within a cell, then cells themselves, and then mitosis and meiosis, all these things you probably loved when you took biology. And then the fun things, genetics, theory of evolution, and these are closer to the end of the year. Theory of evolution, which seems to be an easier understanding because it's kind of more broad, and ecology. Those are the subjects students have a easier time with and like the most. They're right at the end of the year, right before the Keystone. So sometimes we have to condense those, but we do get through it all. And then we move on to pathogens. That's the one that's not on the Keystone, so it will occur after the Keystone exam. Okay, so I said thank you, but real quick before I close up this meeting, and again, email is the best way. I do want to just show you the Schoology page that the students will see. I'm going to do it as a student, what your students see when they turn it on. I'm just choosing the first student here. Okay, so they have their course headquarters, or they have the information, how to reach me. They have my schedule, so they can come to me during my prep. I have cafeteria duty every day, so they can come talk to me during lunch. And sometimes I have hall duty. So they can see when my free periods are, where I'll be, and I will help them at any time. They just have to come find me, and that schedule is right here. This was, if like last week, there was a chance that we were going to be learning from home because of the storm. And if it happens again in the winter from snow, there's a Zoom link. That's how they'll find the link to get to my course. And then in this course, I have my marking period. So we're on week 2. So all of our work is in here, what we're going to do each day. And I haven't set this up yet. I showed it to them this week. I'm sorry, today I only showed one class. Quizlet, and I'm going to have this provided for them. All the vocabulary is going to be there for them so they can practice the vocab on their own, and that's through Schoology. And then I think the last thing in there I wanted to show you, or maybe that was it. Yep, that's it. All right, so if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Again, my email should be right here, and you can email me at any time, and I will respond. At the end of the day, I have my prep, so it might be around 2 o'clock, but by the end of the day, I will get back to you. All right, enjoy the rest of your evening.